there are times when we don't realise the impact of our actions or the importance or the significance of them until some time after the fact. Perspective is a wonderful thing. It just sometimes takes time to gain, and indeed wisdom also really worth having, but often it's the fruit of life lived, and it's not something that you pick up straight away. But if at all possible, there is a great benefit in trying to think about what you're doing and placing it in a broader context of not just what's fun right now or what you might want to get out of something right now, but where's that going to place you in the context of your ongoing life, and indeed the ongoing life of the world, in a sense. Now, that's a big ask, especially for a young person. You can't really anticipate all of that, and that's why we have some rich traditions that help us understand what's important over not just the duration of one life, but the duration of a culture, or many lives, as it were. This is why traditions are important to us, because they help us to see things that, left to ourselves, we would never pick up in one lifetime. There's a really interesting tradition in a story that Jesus tells in Luke chapter 16, the last part of Luke chapter 16, and it's about a rich guy who's nameless and a poor man whose name is Lazarus. And Lazarus is needy and sick and poor, and he sits outside the gate of the rich man's house, and it says the dogs lick his wounds. A little bit of graphic detail there. And the rich man eats good food and enjoys his life. And it says, the story Jesus tells says that both men die. The poor man, Lazarus, ends up at the bosom of Abraham in heaven, and he looks down over a great chasm and can see the rich man in the fires of hell, and he's in torment. And the rich man calls out, Lazarus, or I think he calls out to Abraham, Father Abraham, let Lazarus come and dip his finger in the cool water that he might quench my thirst for a moment. And Abraham says he can't do that. There's a great chasm between where you are and where Lazarus is, and no one can get across it. And there's this sense in which both men live their lives unaware of the consequences of what they were doing, and those consequences in due course came about, and they are somewhat irreversible. It's like once they realise what they mean, it's too late to do anything about it. So the best part of wisdom is to look at the traditions that tell us what's important in life and listen to them carefully. They can be interpreted in all sorts of ways, no doubt, but to disregard them out of hand is, well, it's to let go of something very valuable, something that could be useful to you, something that you can't gain yourself in your own life. It's too big, and you need to listen to what people who have lived before you have to say about the matter. So I commend to you, listen to your traditions. If you haven't got any, find some that are valuable. I recommend the scriptures. I think they're pretty darn good, and yeah, some good things there that'll help you live the best life you can live. God bless. I'll see you around the college.